20 USD to over 300 USD on a one setup kill trading jump 10 index. So keep watching to learn how I did it. Okay, so this is the 20 USD we started with. I think the client was having trouble raising the account, so he decided to hand me the account at 20 USD. So we start the analysis on the weekly. On the weekly, we can see that price made a break of structure above that high, and there's also another high that had formed on your left, which it made another break of structure above that high as well. And if we look on our left again, we can see price was headed for the weekly order block above the two highs that it broke. So we can as well see that it hit the body of the weekly order block, and it's going to be a focus because on the daily you can see price made another break of structure to hit the body, but I'm going to be highlighting it. So yeah, price here was, you can see price here was building liquidity as it was going up. So you can see there is that trend line liquidity, and at the bottom of the trend line liquidity is an imbalance, but we will highlight that at a later time. Now price made a break of structure above that high, and then it hit the body, remember the body of the weekly order block. Now what I want you guys to pay attention to is the candlesticks when it was going or when it was breaking above. You can see the difference in sizes of the candlesticks, and this just tells you a lot, because when the candles had an objective to reach and to break the highs, it formed bigger candles, and then after it broke the highs and it hit the weekly order block, the candles were now tightening and squeezing, and now they're sort of consolidating into form a reversal. So the reversal, price made a wipe above that high, and our key focus is that high and the low that the high created, so which is that low. And that low of course contains the sell side liquidity. I think I should have marked that out, but below the sell side liquidity is an imbalance. So right below that low, price has to reach it. It's our sort of point of interest, or it's what will draw price down there. So inside the consolidation, price made a stop hunt, and it made a stop hunt to hit an OBB on your left, and it made another stop hunt above that again. So now it's reversing by making a change of character. It reached and broke that low, and it returned to make a wipe. So it's sort of like cleaning out liquidity while it's consolidating before it drops down to break structure. So yeah, I think with just this it ended up wiping again, but I would have tried to sell inside an order block. Of course it would have beat me, it wouldn't have worked out, because I don't know why it went above to wipe there, but it's still, we use it to our advantage, because when price was shooting up, it made an imbalance. You can see that huge imbalance, and we know that imbalances draws price to them. So when it was wiping, price raided above that high, and then now you can see the BOS, or the change of character, and it's ready to drop off, or it's ready to drop into the imbalance it created and into the down imbalance that we highlighted before. So price is going to shoot up above that buy side, internal buy side liquidity, and then it's going to hit the 15-minute order block, or 30-minute order block, 5-minute order block you find within that range, and it's going to drop off into the huge imbalance, and also the lows, the equal lows it was creating. So you can see right now we have point of interest that are drawing liquidity down there, and there are multiple. There is the first imbalance it created when it was shooting up to wipe there, and then there's just the general lows that they're not really like equal, but they're just sort of almost on the same level. And down below there is where price will be, is where people will be placing their stop losses, or buy stops or sell stops. You know, just liquidity, generally liquidity will be laying below there. and we would like to sell below those lows. And there's also that imbalance that's further down there. And yeah, I think from here price just had to make a major drop, and I would have loved to hold this thing for weeks or days, but we'll see later on why I did not. So yeah, right now I was placing my sell stops, my sell limits, and I'm not sure. I think I went a bit aggressive because I was confident in the setup. You can tell that price had to drop from there. So yeah, there's also the reason I'm entering there is also because of the 30-minute order block, the 1 hour order block, the 30-minute mitigation block. There are a lot of pure eyes there to sell there. I did not sell exactly at the 15-minute order block, and there's also a rejection. You guys can go back and check the trade if you want. Now this is the afterwards. This is after some time, after some hours, and you can tell that price hit our first objective, which is to fill the fair value gap or the huge imbalance created when it was shooting up to wide. So you can see right now that price is sort of reacting, and the reason it's reacting is because it hit a breaker block right there. So price filled the imbalance and then hit the breaker block, and that breaker block is our first demand zone. So at the first demand zone, what I like to do is to exit and then find a re-entry. So it was interesting enough that on the 15-minute time frame, there was also a 15-minute order block right at the breaker block. So right there, price, you can see it made a BOS and then it hit that demand zone of ours. So what I was thinking is price, we have to return back up to fill that huge fair value gap. Why? Because it created that fair value gap as in form of an imbalance as it was shooting down. So above that fair value gap is a mitigation block. So you can clearly see the objective here, or the trading plan. We first entered the sell at the top there. It hit our first demand. First demand here is a mitigation at a breaker block and a 50-minute order block at that level. So price of course has to return back up and then continue moving downwards. It cannot just keep on shooting down. It has to shoot back up eventually to hit somewhere. So yeah, from a 20 USD we were in some good amount of profit. 89 USD ain't bad. I wanted it to be like 100, but you know, it doesn't, it does not really matter at this point because we have a new trading plan in mind. Price has to return back up. We'll do a re-entry and then we'll milk it even more. So yeah, at this point what I was thinking is, how much should I risk? Is there anywhere else I could? Is there any other trading plan? So I decided to risk, I think I decided to risk the whole account. By the time price moves above that high, so above that high, it would have killed the whole account, and I gave it room a bit to be able to breathe within the imbalance it was creating. So yeah, I don't know how much lots I entered, maybe about 0.4. It's not that strong, but it's okay. It's enough to grow the account to bigger amounts. So the trading plan was simple as well. It was to re-enter there, and then our aim will be that huge imbalance below there, but we'll see afterwards. So this is the afterwards. Now afterwards, so price made 2 attempts here in filling the fair value gap. You can see there is the first one where it hit our sell limits and then it dropped, but then it returned back up, and it had missed about half of our sell limits. And when it returned back up, what it did is it spiked, and then the other 5 that were triggered activated above. So it's not like I entered again above there. No, it missed some sell limits on the initial return above, and then the second time it spiked into, and then it activated when it was above. So yeah, this is the sell, and afterwards you can see like price respected. I think I could have actually milked it even harder by exiting at that other low and then entering again there, but I don't know if I was sleeping or if I just did not realize that. So right about now the account was at 300 USD from 86 USD. So we successfully made or flipped a 20 USD to a 300 USD account, and we did it because of a trading plan, entering and exiting. If you guys haven't watched that video, you can find it on my channel about exiting and entering. It's not bad. I think I made it some months ago. I have some stuff to add more into it, but it's still good enough. So yeah, 317 USD made from a 20 USD account. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and share it to your fellow traders. Thank you.